All right, so I have with me today Lechon Kirb from Of Course.
What,
Hello.
what, what, what?
If you don't know Lechon, he's the life of the party. Okay, that's just who he is.
Party of one. And others can come to the party. Yeah.
So he's part of my Systems and Scale Mastermind, and he agreed to just have a chat with me about his experience. So, you ready to get started?
I'm ready to get started.
He's born ready.
I will have you guys know. I said I stay ready so I don't have to get ready.
Awesome. So tell everyone what you do. Tell us about your business.
My business. So I'm a co-founder of a company called Of Course. Me and my partner, Dr. Carrie Rose. Essentially, the company is an education consulting company. We help purpose-driven entrepreneurs take their ideas and their services and just really put it into a system of education online with online courses that actually gets people to consume them and go deeper inside their funnels and go deeper to work with them so that they can get better transformation and growth in their business and their lives.
Yeah. So you actually help courses get results.
We help courses get results. I mean, there are a lot of companies that help people make courses, but they don't necessarily create it with structure and strategies that actually causes people to learn. So what you find is people buy courses, they don't finish them. Most people think when they're creating courses that the fault is on the learner, right? Like they just don't finish courses. We just believe that they need to be done better and presented in a way that matches how that learner best interprets information. So our goal is really like we do believe that everyone has something powerful to share with the world. We just love to do it with courses, and we wanted to do it in a way that really makes a difference.
Yeah. I know I've spent a lot of money on courses that I have not finished. So that is really, really awesome. And like this is a successful company. Of Course is a successful company. You guys are very well connected to a lot of influencers in the space. It's like some celebrities. Like we were on a call yesterday and someone else is like, I can't believe you're connected to that person. You're like, yeah, whatever. It's not.
Well, it's just funny how things happen, but I think what it comes down to is that we solve for something that is a major problem for a lot of people, even people that have made a ton of money selling courses, So because of that, it's really operated as an access key to certain relationships. Yeah. And that particular relationship, like I personally, like, I don't know, I just didn't even know because when we met, he was in flip-flops and t-shirt. We're having lunch making jokes. Like, I don't know. I had no idea, I promise.
That's what makes you and Carrie awesome is that you guys are totally chill, totally casual, and you guys get results, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so why did you choose to work with me? Because on the front, I was actually surprised when you reached out to me because on the outside, you guys looked like you had everything together. You guys are successful. You guys both are successful entrepreneurs by the standards of online business, right?
Well, I think at the end of the day, it's like we know what we know really well. We also know that we need to get help in areas that we're not super proficient at. And the reason why I reached out to you is because from my perspective, on the inside, we had systems that I felt like weren't necessarily working in tandem with the other systems that we had, and some that we may or may not have needed. And we just didn't really have a good strategy for that. And so we wanted to go with someone that we trust, that we know is super passionate about this, gets results with this, and that we just respect and admire as a human being.
Thank you.
That's the truth.
Thank you. So was there anything that made you hesitate before deciding to work together? Especially because systems is not super sexy. So some people are like, oh, I don't know if I need systems.
No, I was pretty sure I needed systems. I mean, our whole business model is around helping people create more freedom, yet we weren't experiencing as much freedom as we should because we didn't have our systems working. We kind of knew that, but we're not systems people in that sense, right? But we needed to, and we know enough to be dangerous, but not necessarily enough to just be like letting the car drive itself, you know. And we really want that, you know, because we want more freedom and fun too. So I just think with your systems working more efficiently and better, that gives you more choice to choose how your day is going to go, who you want to work with, and give you more velocity with how far you want to go with your business.
Yeah. So were there any hesitations or no?
My only like hesitation, I think, is just the vulnerability of showing people your back end, you know, because like it's one thing to do something really well, but like it does take something to say, hey, you know, I don't know if this is working as good or this is working at all. Look at my finances, look at my stuff, look at all my things. Like, and I think it takes a certain level of vulnerability to have someone go and just dig through those things and make sure it's all online and it's tight. And so I think that was probably the biggest hesitation, is like, I don't know. That's a little bit scary.
Yeah. So why did you choose to show me your back end?
I think once again, you know, that comes down to like trust. You know, I trust you as a human being. I know that you've gotten amazing results for a lot of other extraordinary entrepreneurs. And so aside from the trust, let me add in, you're the kind of person that when you're working with a client, like you just blaringly can see that you care. You know, and it's one thing to like bring on people that are clients and you're going to help them and you're going to get results and all this kind of stuff. But it's a different kind of level when you can just feel and you know that this person cares. You know, so when they're working with your business, they're really attaching themselves and operating with as if it was their own. And so that's rare. That's super rare.
Mm. Oh, yes. Your business is my business. I am constantly checking up and making sure things are working.
Yes.
Everyone in the mastermind knows this. Yes. So, okay, cool.
And we got an opportunity to know it.
Yes. Yes, that's true. So what specifically did you want to change about your business or your life before we started working together? Yeah.
So specifically, we have an offer called the Course Creator Method, which is essentially a methodology that Dr. Carrie Rose created with over 500 plus research studies of what causes the brain to learn. And what it helps entrepreneurs do is learn her formula for building courses. So they can end up building their own course. Sometimes it takes people years, sometimes it takes them months. They can literally build it in a couple of days if they follow her process. And so we knew that it was a really powerful tool that we weren't really putting any attention on. And we really wanted to develop a marketing funnel and a marketing strategy around having it function independently and go out and serve more people.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Yeah. Anything else? Were you expecting to, because I know you mentioned that at first, but were you expecting to work on everything else as well that we worked on? Was that something that you wanted to change?
I don't know if I didn't have like full expectations, you know. I just had like an idea of what I thought needed attention, which is probably how most entrepreneurs are. Like, I think I want to focus on this, right? But they have all these other fires going on. So yeah, I don't know that I thought like it was going to be leaning into all those other areas, but I'm really happy that it did, because I want it to function well and just really do its job. You know, the job for us is like create more freedom, to share more with others, to create more freedom for themselves. So
yes, yeah. Cool. So what specific progress have you made towards that change?
Oh man, specific progress. Well, for one, like we've removed things that weren't necessary or were a hindrance to us, including like things that we were paying for that we shouldn't be paying for, software programs that we have a million subscriptions on that we're not actually using or don't plan to use, or they're contradictory to another program that we can't use together. Like, so a lot of it was like removing things that don't matter and we don't need. And then really putting in the systems, the backend systems, the emails, the funnels, and all the things that will definitely create that access and flow of energy so we can just function on what we want to be doing. So we did a lot of that. I mean, we probably did 3-4 months worth of work in 3-4 days.
Yeah. Yeah. So Lechon and Carrie came to my home for, you guys were guinea pigs for in-person office hours, and I'm officially going to be doing them once a quarter for everyone in the group. And yeah, we spent 4 days working and having fun at the same time. We went and had cinnamon rolls, we had ice cream, we went out, we had fun, we played video games too.
We totally did. We did all those things.
And you guys got a lot of work done too.
Yeah, I actually wanted to get more cinnamon rolls.
That's your only regret.
But that's my only regret. Oh my God. So like Katya is like going to her home was like going to work boot camp for real. I mean, we got up at sun up because the sun just comes and blares in, and then we just literally worked our butts off all day long. But it wasn't, it was like a pleasant boot camp, which I've been to actual boot camp, not pleasant, because I was in the Marine Corps for years, not pleasant. It was like a pleasant boot camp because I just knew that even though we were working and doing all this stuff and having a million conversations and looking at a million different systems and what's going to work and what's not going to work and, creating these things, like I just knew at the back of my mind, like, wow, this is actually creating something that's going to serve my life better. And I would have stayed there so much longer. And it was just amazing, though. Like, Katya is just so knowledgeable, so caring, and so relentless, man. She's not like taking any, like, if you try to say anything that's just trying to avoid things that you don't want to look at, she's not having any of that. And I love it. So
yeah,
sometimes you need that kind of person in your life.
Especially with systems. Yeah, because of course I want the best for you. And for those of you that don't know, I live in an apartment with floor-to-ceiling windows, so there's no escaping the sun. And actually, there's the whiteboard that we worked on when they were here. So yeah, you can't escape the sun. When it's time to get up, it's time to get up and work on some systems. So
that's right. But she did make it fun, and fun is super important to me. So it was fun. It was hard work. I would do it again 1,000,000 times over. And if you're even considering it for a second, literally just drop everything and go immediately.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people make systems really rigid and serious. And I'm like, that's not fun at all. Like, we're constantly, like, we have weekly calls in the mastermind. We're constantly cracking jokes and having fun with it when we're creating systems, right? Because if not, what's the point? Right.
Well, another thing to add to that really is that I think most people assume that if one system works for someone else's business, is that it will, the appearance of it will work for yours. And that's not even close to true. Like, the same software won't necessarily work for your business based on other software that you're using or how you want to use it. Like, so Katya really takes an artisan curated approach to how you want to run your business and aligns you with the systems that are going to best fit your life and how you want to structure things. And I think that's really unique. I haven't seen anyone do that before. I mean, usually someone that is, they're an expert with systems, they just put you with the system that they're most comfortable with, and versus the one that's going to be best for you. And I think that is just really unique, a unique thing that you do.
Yeah. Well, like, I will admit it's harder work because I need to do research. I need to find the right tools. I need to brainstorm what's going to work for you. I need to get to know you more. But it gets better results because if I just threw you into a tool because I get affiliate commission or because I know it best, I can't guarantee that you'll get results. And I've seen it time and time again. And so I would rather spend extra time doing the research and being uncomfortable with a new tool that I've never learned, but I can pick it up way faster than you can because you're not a systems person. You're a visionary, you're a creative person. That's what you need to focus on. And so if I can supply to you that, if I can learn it quick, pick it up, and then give that to you, that would give you way more results than just putting you in a box. So totally.
So yeah.
We're both rebels. We don't like being put in boxes.
No boxes for me. No boxes. Freedom. That's what I want.
It sounds like the progress that you've made is definitely in the front end with your marketing funnels, and then also in the back end with onboarding. We've talked a lot about like client work and boundaries and setting expectations and stuff like that. And it's still a work in progress. Like, this isn't stuff that we just do. Like, it was intense work for those 4 days, but we're not done yet. Like they're still.
We're not done yet. We are not in the clear.
But it's good because you're kind of graduating these levels, and that's how I structure the mastermind. It's like, I don't expect you to get this all done in 8 weeks, or like Rome wasn't built in a day, right? So I don't expect you to set up all the systems in your business and get to the next level in just like 4 days or 8 weeks. So this is a monthly process that we're going through, and you're graduating through the levels really fast. We did the front end marketing funnels. Now we've been working on the onboarding. We also looked at your personal finances and stuff like that. So we've done a lot of work.
Definitely done a lot of work.
Yeah.
And definitely want to really loop back around to that. Like, client onboarding for us was really just, in the past, good conversations and sharing about what we do and learning about them. But like, I felt like when it came to onboarding them, we didn't necessarily have the things in place that would have really made a difference. Like, sometimes when people come to work with us, like, they need to have background information already, right? Because there's so many companies out there that say that they do the thing that's like this, and I haven't met one that actually does. You know, so a lot of times they need some background information, or like if they want to, like, and there are different stages of the process. Like, some people just want to do it on their own and figure it out. Before we got to working with Katya, like, we didn't really have a good flowing system that pointed them in the right direction for that. You know, or if they're not even ready to buy anything at all, we still want to serve them with some kind of level of information. Like, we didn't necessarily have anything that was rightfully placed for that. And so when we would get people on a call and they were a good fit, sometimes those calls would go like a couple hours. Sometimes they would only go a couple minutes because we didn't have a good flow for the right questions of what we need to be asking them versus just like making a new friend, you know, and saying, hey, well, we're ready for money now. Like, you know, so, so we really had to refine that because there were a lot of things that would make a difference. Like, it makes a difference if you know going in, if someone has a back-end marketing system already in place and a team that can help them build certain things. So you already know that if you help them you help them build a course or a program, then they're going to have the ability to sell it. Because if they don't have the ability to sell it, they are more than likely going to feel like that was a bad investment and they didn't really get the help that they needed, right?
Yeah.
Because it's, for most people, a business offering. So it's really helpful to know that they have those things in place or they don't have those things in place, so you can point them in the right direction, you know, to someone that you trust to help them with that. So
yeah. So we've created systems and processes for stuff that you were already doing. We just made them better and took the pieces that worked and removed the pieces that didn't work. And now you're segmenting and qualifying prospects and leads that are coming to you.
Yes.
And then onboarding
awesome.
them. Once they pay you, you're actually onboarding them so that they know what's going to happen and what they're getting out of it.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Cool. Awesome. This is always exciting for me because like I love this work and I love seeing you guys thriving. So, and of course we're still going to keep on working and keep improving. There's always a next level to get to, right?
We got a long way to go, but we're going.
Yes. So what do you most enjoy about working with me?
You know, that's really hard to narrow down.
Or also the group. Because you have to consider this is a group format, so there's other people involved in this mastermind. There
are. Well, what I'll speak to is both of those things. What do I most enjoy about working with you? I don't know what I most enjoy. I like them all. You're really pleasant. You're really caring. You're really lighthearted. You're really extremely knowledgeable and fun and playful and available and like, you know what I mean? Like, so. And you really put yourself at eye level with people when you're working with them. You know, you're not pointing a finger. You're literally like saying, hey, look, this is how I did it. This is what I did wrong. You know, you're really helping people to avoid landmines while building long-term relationships. And I think that's a brilliant combination. As far as like being in the community, it's really, really helpful because you can hear the other things that like people are struggling with or the things that really people do well. So you can actually lean on them for things that you wouldn't otherwise have access to unless you were paying for outside consultants, right? So if someone does Facebook ads or if they do, something in terms of podcasting or whatever that is, like you can really lean on the community to learn and get access to certain things and support that you probably wouldn't have access to otherwise. And they're awesome people as well.
Yes, they are.
Because they've been curated.
Oh, yes. I'm very picky about who I bring in. It's been a very private experience for the people. Like, this mastermind has been built around everyone in it. So, and you're part of that. You make it awesome. So thank you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll do what I can.
Oh, yeah.
I drop my little nuggets on the group.
Oh, man. So what would you say to others thinking about either working with me or joining the group?
I would say get your credit card out right now and give her your freaking money. You might think you're making an investment, but I'm telling you, like, you have no idea, like, how far and how deep and how much value that you're going to get from that investment. Aside from getting someone that's really going to partner with you and help you build the things that you didn't even know that you needed support with, you're just going to get the world out of working with Katya, and I wouldn't question it for a second. I would literally choose to do that 1,000,000 times over the exact same way.
Well, so what's funny is, like, I used to be like, oh, what I do is invaluable because it's not like hard, cold facts. Like, everyone's talking about, like, grow your business to 6 and 7 figures, and they're like, make a ton of money. But what I realized really quickly, seeing behind the scenes of these businesses, is that people make that money really quick, but then they don't hold on to it, and it's not sustainable. So they get a quick result, and those entrepreneurs definitely leverage that result that client gets, but they don't get sustainable long-term results. And that's what I'm mainly focused on.
Yeah.
So I always, every time somebody, before I work with them, before they join the group, I tell them, look, you might not get immediate results like, $1 million in like the next 8 weeks, but I promise you that you will have consistent growth and you'll have long-term sustainable success, because that's what systems gives you.
And to add to that, like, Katya supports like businesses that are 8 and 9 figure businesses. So if your business is not at 8 and 9 figures, and she can support businesses that multiple businesses are 8 and 9 figures, like, there's a lot that she can help you with, because she's got the experience, she's got the knowledge. And, I just think that if you're for the money, it is unbelievably an incredible life-changing value. So, and she's brilliant and enjoyable and fun, and oh my gosh, just so much help. But like, once again, if she can support businesses that are 8 and 9 figures, she can most likely support yours as well, and let you know how to get there.
Yes. I have done both corporate and online businesses, and like all the things I know, it's an understatement.
Yeah.
Oh man. So what do you think, like, what qualities should someone have to be a good fit for the group specifically, or for working with me?
What qualities should you have? I would say just openness. We were coming in kind of knowing, like, we know our thing really well, and we are also really aware there's a lot of other things we don't know with systems in our business. So we were just open to, like, just make it stop, make it work. So I would just say, like, open-mindedness and just having some flow and some openness just about, like, things that she suggests or things that you may not want to look at, just some vulnerability. You might really need that, to have her look at your stuff, your finances, or whatever you're doing or not doing well. I think, and bringing some fun to the community. I mean, people make business so rigid, and it's like, does it have to be stuffy though? Like, can it be fun? I mean, it should be, like, fun. Like, to me, business is like one of those things that, like, creates a better life for people. You're building a business, like, that is awesome. That's exciting, to me. So I think maybe bringing some of that is probably a good thing. And whatever your skill set is, that's cool. I think that adds to the community too. Like, I'm always sharing different things that I know with others in the community, just from being there, and I think that other people get value from that.
Yeah. I'm not the only expert in the mastermind. Like, there was this one call where one of the members was struggling with something, and we all pitched in our advice. We were, like, hard on him. I don't know if you remember that call. And then the next call, he had booked a client, and he had done what he said he was going to do, with all of us pitching in to support him. So, and then also to loop back on what you said about open-mindedness, it's also honesty, because like I will give recommendations, but you have to be the one to know if this is going to work for you or not. And so I gave you the recommendation for a tool and you're like, no, I don't like this at all. I don't want to use this. I'm going to go back to this other tool. It's like, you were honest about that. You were.
I was so honest. And I did. It was 17 hats and I went to try them out. But like, so had I not used a different tool prior to that, because I was checking out a few, maybe I wouldn't have noticed a difference, right? But like I did immediately notice a difference.
You were accustomed to one tool. You were accustomed to a certain.
Yeah, I started working with one like a couple days before, and I was like, oh wow, it was a little more expensive. So we were trying to cut our costs where we didn't have to spend, and it just turned out it was a much better investment for us and how we work with things, and we got accustomed to it, and it was just it felt like the right fit for us.
And that's
so yeah. I was definitely honest about that.
Yeah, so it's open-mindedness. You definitely tried it out. You gave it the 14-day trial, and then you're like, nope, Kat, this isn't working for me. And so we pivoted, and we can still set up systems around that. So honesty is going to be really important for anyone that joins as well.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Cool. So
what Kat said.
Yeah. So is there anything else that you'd like to share before we hop off?
Yeah. We'd love to have you, Kat is definitely like, we had already been developing a friendship over quite some time, but like that's gone obviously a million times to the next level just because of her level of care for people. And I know that like, it feels like it's for us, but she just has that level of care for everyone. And if you're considering like really having someone help you with this stuff, man, I can't think of another person that I would choose over her to help me do this. Like she's just so knowledgeable, so helpful, and just so ready to support you with what your needs are in regards to building systems that it's just such an honor. I'm just so happy to be in the community. Thank you for the invite.
Oh my God, of course. I'm so happy that both you and Carrie are in the community as well. And I'm excited to see what more progress.
And we're going to crush it.
Yeah, you guys are already crushing it. Hello, you're going to keep crushing it.
We're going to really crush it. Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much for sharing your experience. And for those of you watching, thank you for joining us and for watching. And we'll talk soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.